Synapses fire at an unfeasible rate. A whirring inside I try to cut from myself like Samson's strength once his locks crashed to the earth, no doubt scarring Gaia as I am. To let loose the cap of a bottle shaken that hard would no doubt cause a reaction. But what kind? Such an unknowing must cause insurmountable fear, crippling so as to fold one in half, and keep folding until only a singularity remains, small enough to fit inside oneself, so as to never encounter such a fear again. This is a farce. Fear is an illusion brought on by nefarious collusion, so that you will obey your master. Always remember, hair grows back. It's supposed to say locks regrow. But whatever, we're slapping this up. Yeah, it's mainly about just, well, the first part is the worrying that I constantly have in my mind. It's just like, it's very tumultuous in there. Like, I messed myself up a lot before. I set myself up for failure, I guess, if you will, just because of all the anxieties I feel. But it's funny because it's also about conquering fear, which I've conquered a lot of fear in my day. Like, I don't have rational fears. Like, whenever I was in jail, I didn't fear getting jumped. I didn't fear a lot of those things, like the things a lot of people would fear. I don't really fear bodily harm anymore. I don't fear anything like that. I fear walking down the street and seeing someone and them talking to me even though I don't want to talk to them. Stupid fears like that. Which I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way, but to have conquered so many other, like, rational fears that people have, and to still have that bother me, if someone can shed some light on that subject, that'd be cool. But also, it's about where I say, like Samson's strength once his locks crashed to the earth, no doubt scarring Gaia as I am, locks his hair. I don't know if you've heard this story of Samson in the Bible, but what happens there is God anointed him with great strength, but the secret to his strength lies in his hair. And the Persians keep trying to kill him, but they can't because he's too strong. And they don't know how. They don't know why he's so strong. And his girlfriend at the time, she is a Persian spy. They promise her like 50 pieces of silver or some shit like that. I'm not sure how much they actually promise her. I can't remember. But, and she keeps asking him what his secret is, and he tells her a lie about it, and then Persians all of a sudden show up every time. Like, it happens like 4 times or something like that before he actually tells her the truth, which that bitch would have got one over on me, and that would have been that. Like, that would be that. So I don't really understand that. But yeah, he finally tells her where his strength truly lies, and it's in his hair, and they shave him, and they capture him, and they fuck him up. Like, I think he goes blind and shit. Like, they take his eyes and shit. I don't know exactly how much happens, but his hair regrows along with his strength. Like, hair grows back. And so when they bring him out to parade him in front of the court of the Persians to like make fun of him, he's like their jester now, but his hair is back, so he's stronger than ever, and he cries out to God, and he fucking rips down the entire Persian temple that they're in and with everybody in it, and kills all kind of Persians. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. It's awesome. But I'm also talking about the impact of losing such a strength and how scarring that is to a person, which I'm talking about myself. And no doubt that happening to Samson, like he probably, that's impactful, man. When you lose something, I'm not going to get into it. I've had ex-girlfriends die on me. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but I've lost a lot, and I've lost my stability as a human. Like, a lot of those things, those two things I mentioned might go hand in hand. I don't know, because I feel responsible for her. I'm not going to get into it, but I feel responsible. And I also talk about where I say to let loose the cap of a bottle shaken so hard would no doubt cause a reaction, but what kind? That's just talking about everything life's thrown at me. Like, a lot of it is of my own design. A lot of it, regardless of who hurt me. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking necessarily about girlfriends and stuff like that. I've been a shit boyfriend to almost every girlfriend I've had. Just selfish, not in the sense like I didn't care about them. I was good. I'm a good man. They just wanted me to realize my potential. Most of them, some of them, and I just didn't. So that's mainly. I mean, that's not what that's about, but just an amalgamation of things, an amalgamation of the shaking of my bottle to cause a reaction, but what kind? And my fear of what that reaction could have been, but it went, because when I say such an unknowing must cause insurmountable fears, crippling, so as to fold one in half and keep folding until only a singularity remains small enough to fit inside oneself. That just means I used to retreat from myself. And that's not just about myself, that's also about anybody that gets gripped by fear. Because fear's really not real if you don't want it to be. It's weird, man. Like, fear can be conquered. I'm testament to that, man. Like, you can conquer some fear if you want to. So don't be afraid to just be like, what, bitch? To life. Don't be afraid. There's no reason to be afraid. We're saved. We're saved regardless. If you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna make this a religious channel. I'm not gonna push religion on people. But if you saved yourself through invoking someone else, then you're all right regardless. What's there to fear after that? So I'm just saying, like, there's really not anything to fear. Especially because at the end of this poem I say, straight up, so as to never encounter such fear again. This is a farce. Fear is an illusion brought on by nefarious collusion so that you will obey your master. There's a lot there. There's a lot I'm saying there. I will not get into all of it, but essentially, these irrational fears, not the irrational fears I was talking about. Go ahead and fear. The fear of that stuff is for self-preservation. I'm just fucked up. I'm saying the irrational fears they're trying to put in you by wanting to take things and wanting you to accept things, which I'm not I'm not talking about what people think I'm talking about, but the first one I am. But we're not. I'm not. It's not going to be that kind of channel. I'm just saying they want you to fear, dude. They want you to have irrational fears of things. That's what I'm trying to say. Your master. You know who I mean by master too. And at the very end, I say, always remember, locks regrow. You can gain back the strength you once had if you cultivate yourself, if you realize, find things you know you excel at, find things you know that makes you better than someone at something. Find something. You can do it. You're allowed to be better than someone. We're not, when I say we're not created equal, I'm not talking races. I'm talking all human beings over all races. Some black are better than white, some white are better than black, some brown are better than both, some all that shit. Not getting into all that. I'm saying human beings excel more at other things than other human beings. And that's a reality. And that's okay. We're allowed to be better than some people at some things. You're allowed to be. You're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. It's your life. Do it. That's it, really. That's all it's really about. Shit gets deep in here, I know, man. It's deeper than most fucking whack-ass YouTube channels. This one probably won't blow up, though. It should. Fucking do something with this, YouTube, if you know what's good for yourself and society. I mean, I'm kidding, but I mean that. Like, this is a good channel, and hopefully people see it. Alright, God bless. Have a good day, everybody.